we said that the square root of a negative number belonged outside of the portion of the diagram that contains the real numbers. So in this area over here. Now, since we don't have a name for this type of number right now, we need to come up with one. And since these numbers are real numbers, we might as well call these numbers imaginary numbers, since they're not real. I think this is a pretty cool term. It's hard to even think about what a number that's imaginary means, or what it really is. We'll get a handle on this soon enough. For now, though, let's talk about the simplest imaginary number we have. Well, in my mind, the simplest negative number I can think of is -1. The number related to this that we're interested in, then, is the square root of -1. Now, because this is the simplest of that new type of numbers that we're talking about, the imaginary numbers, it gets a special name. It gets its own letter, I, because it's the simplest imaginary number. Note that even though this is a letter representing a number, this is not a variable. It's a constant. Just like we have numbers like pi and e that also have letters going along with them. I is just representing the constant, the square root of -1. So let's play around with I a little bit. Since we know that I is just a number, albeit a new kind of number, but still just a number, we should be able to take it to different powers. For each of these, I'd like you to write in what number you think it's equal to. So what is I to the 0, what is I to the 1, what is I to the 2, etc. Now, of course, since I is an imaginary number, we would assume that some of these answers, at least, will be imaginary numbers as well. So I itself will probably appear somewhere in here. Remember, though, that because this is just another number, exponents work with it in exactly the same way. I to the 5 is just equal to I times itself 5 times, or 5 i's multiplied together. I think you might see something interesting happen when you do these. Also, one last note, if you ever feel tempted to write the square root of 1, just write I instead.